Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got another topic of conversation for you guys in regards to Married at First Sight season 13. We're going to talk about Brett a little bit in this episode. Yeah, there's been some rumors stirring and we are going to talk about it. So, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. If you like the video, smash the like button. And feel free to drop a comment down in the comment section below. I like engaging with you guys and kind of getting your opinions and thoughts on the subject at hand. So without further ado, let's talk about this. So, Married at First Sight star Brett was allegedly already, from what we're hearing, dating another man while she was filming during the last several weeks of the show. Remember, we're in the 13th season while she was being married with Ryan. Now, I don't know if you guys follow Married at First Fans Instagram account, but there was a series of images and videos posted claiming that Brett was involved or became involved with another man while she was still married to Ryan. And during the filming, especially as they were getting to the conclusion of this experiment. Now, Brett allegedly began dating this new guy, I guess, a few weeks before Ryan was caught having downloaded a dating app a week before decision day, when the couple would have formally decided whether to remain married or get a divorce. Now, of course, one of these people, because of course she decided not to marry Ryan, as we saw on decision day, and of course the fans responded that, applauding Brett. But there was a comment by Kevin Frazier, as we see here, that says, "Oh, you just wait." So no telling what that means, but let's continue. Now, Ryan has definitely been heavily criticized throughout social media for downloading that dating app a week before decision day. People saying pretty much how horrible he was, which was horrible. Don't get me wrong. But I guess according to like this particular content creator said, things are not always as it seems. I mean, yeah, he got a lot of trash for what he did. And of course, during a marriage process, that's what you should be focused on. If you're not going to stay together at the end of this, then do what you need to do. I guess the real tea is that Brett started dating her current boyfriend the first weekend in April. Now, this was alleged, and this was supposedly shortly after the 1-month anniversary, but prior to the couples retreat. The Instagram poster also pointed out how it seemed Brett's behavior and attitude changed before and after the couple's retreat at the ranch. Brett was initially very upset about the demise of her marriage to Ryan and their lack of communication, and then it seemed like, she no longer cared. Now, of course, we saw Ryan slowly distancing himself from Brett in the weeks that followed their initial wedding day. But right when Ryan determined that he wasn't going to give up in this process and should put more effort into the marriage, it appeared Brett's interest in the relationship kind of waned. Now, earlier this season, Ryan claimed during an appearance on Married at First Sight Unfiltered that Brett had allegedly repeatedly stayed out late into the early morning hours during the week preceding the season's couple retreat weekend. He was like, "I felt really good, and then Sunday came around and I made her breakfast. We go to the gym on Sunday, and then she didn't come home until 2:30 in the morning on that following Sunday. And she did the same thing 2 days later on Tuesday." And then this is where he says, of course, how am I supposed to build any type of intimacy going into this retreat weekend? And I mean, even Ryan even said himself that he probably deserved that kind of treatment from his wife at that point in the process. He said Brett wasn't present that whole week leading up to the couple's retreat. And according to that fan's account, that's when supposedly or allegedly she met and started dating this new guy. Now, while it is clear that the relationship between Ryan and Brett was doomed to fail. It is interesting that Brett seriously dating someone allegedly or someone else for nearly half of the experience never came up in the show. Now, that same fans account essentially suggested Brett was being a hypocrite in this case for confronting Ryan about downloading the dating app while she was spending time allegedly dating this new guy. Now, the same fans account, their thoughts was, I think it's interesting that Brett acted shocked over Ryan downloading the dating app when she was already in a new relationship at that point. And the count also went to share Instagram DMs and comments it had received, including from one person claiming Brett is still with this guy allegedly she was seeing while she was filming Married at First Sight with Ryan. And even another fan had commented on how the show portrays a bunch of BS, and Brett had allegedly been hiding this so-called supposed secret relationship. The same fans account also teased how proof of Brett's alleged betrayal will be coming out soon from another source or media outlet. And of course, at that point, it was, 2 weeks had remained before decision day, which of course we saw earlier this week, which is when, at that point, the couples retreat had happened. And Ryan said on Unfiltered, his relationship with Brett would need a Hail Mary to survive at that point. Ryan also went on to explain to the cameras a spark that was missing and that he didn't feel any attraction or even butterflies for Brett. Now, at that exact same time, Brett was waiting to learn the truth from Ryan and have her husband open up about his feelings. Now, Brett had also noticed a sudden change in Ryan's attitude and demeanor, and his sister suggested to Brett that a woman from Ryan's past may have resurfaced and resulted in Ryan being distracted, a claim, of course, he later denied. We also saw Brett suggesting to her fellow Married at First Sight cast brides at the couples retreat how she felt devalued and disrespected by Ryan. She claimed Ryan had pretty much broken her. We also saw during the late October episode of the show, Brett confronting Ryan about an allegation that she had heard about the text that she got from her friend, like, I guess at the time, 10 minutes ago, that you are on a dating app and match with someone that I know. And of course, Brett said, she couldn't believe her husband couldn't wait just one more week until decision day to jump back in the dating pool. We also saw Brett telling the cameras that honesty is not Ryan's strong suit, and she told her husband that too. She also said, it doesn't line up with things that you say about respect. So if it's about respect, that ain't it. And respect is a big deal, and you've definitely made that very clear that it isn't. Now, we saw Ryan replying saying, I'm sorry that they came up that way. I mean, I would like to show you that I didn't talk to anybody. And, it's not even active. But Brett countered, yeah, I don't even see how that's going to help. You obviously downloaded for a reason. And then that's when we saw, Ryan said, he got up and left. He's like, I got to get out of here. This thing is crazy. I mean, he was talking about how the app was on his phone for 4 minutes. Jamie went unfiltered. It's like, it doesn't matter. You downloaded that while she was being vulnerable with you, and you were being vulnerable with her. And, we even see Ryan shared after the retreat, he was checked out. He seemed like to me he was checked out prior to that. But Ryan admitted of how he handled the situation. I don't like escalating situations. I like, being able to calmly resolve them. I should apologize right then and there, which he probably should have. I absolutely wish that, he wished that he had done it. Ryan moved, of course, out of the apartment, and, Brett was clear that their marriage had ended the week leading up to the couple's final decision when, of course, they had to determine whether or not they were going to stay married or get a divorce. So, yeah, you had some folks that was pretty much like, girl, how'd you have all this going on? When almost the second half of the process, you were already in a whole nother relationship while still being married in this particular process. And I mean, I find that pretty interesting. You know what I do on my channel. I try to be objective as possible. I mean, we saw a ton of comments saying how disgusting Ryan was for downloading that app. And, we saw things about he's not all of that and he gets what he deserves. And, all of that. That they didn't blame her for what she did. And the comments are abound on social media, pretty much, I don't know, I guess giving justification for the behavior that she did by choosing to go ahead and date when I guess she thought he was checked out. So here's my thoughts on this whole thing. And again, what we do over here is objectivity. Okay, so I might have an unpopular opinion. It is what it is. What Ryan did, of course, he shouldn't have done. You don't download a dating app when you're in the middle of a marriage. And even in this case, this experiment, which, is 8 weeks, you can handle for 8 weeks before you jump out there and decide to do what you do. At the same token, it's not justifiable for her either. Now, granted, there was some distance emotionally. He wasn't into her and all of that. But you signed up to be in a whole legal agreement in a marriage with this person. You signed up to be a part of this process. So both of them, before they start moving on to other people and on dating apps and things like that, get through this process. Fulfill what you decided to do in this shape or form of a commitment. And then at the end of decision day, you decide not to stay together and get a divorce. Then move on with your life. I mean, it is what it is. I've seen the comments about, she deserved to be happy. He wasn't doing this, that, and the third. Yeah, I get it. Ryan was Ryan. He was very, very, if not verbally, non-verbally expressive about the fact that he was not into Brett. But you guys signed up for this process. I remember talking to my brother because his wife loves Married at First Sight, but he can't stand the show because he feels that it just is not to what the sanctity of marriage is. And of course, my brother and his wife are married. So he hates the show. But it speaks volumes when situations like this happen. And I guess to make it worse, she holds this accountability onto him for this dating app. But at the same time, she's gone to 2:30 in the morning hanging out allegedly with the new guy friend. But wait till you get out of the process. I mean, we kind of had this conversation with regards to Rachel going to see her ex after Jose locked her out the house. Yeah, he was wrong for doing all of that. The yelling, the screaming, the locking the doors. But even with leaving the house to go with your ex, you still married. You wouldn't do this in the confines of a regular marriage. Don't do it here. I mean, there's plenty of people she could have called. And I've already explained that whole situation in one of my recap videos. But in this situation, it really looks suspect, or I don't know if that's the right word to use, but it looks disingenuous when you have him being crucified over the dating app, as he should not been on a dating app during this process. But he didn't even meet anybody yet. She actually allegedly had a whole new relationship that she got into before the process was ended. And there's a ton of justification out there for it, and I just don't agree with it. Finish the process. One thing about, in my opinion, I'm good about cleaning up unfinished business. A lot of people trashed Chris last season 12 for having all these loose ends with his ex. it's the same thing. You go get in a whole new relationship while being in this process. It's not cool on either side, you know. So I had to share this with you guys. I wanted to give my opinion. Do I feel she was justified? Do I feel Ryan was justified? No. Just because you didn't get what you want don't mean later in the process you go and download a dating app. Just because he checked out, you signed up for this, Brett. Finish the process. And then if you need to meet up with a new guy after you say no at decision day, then do you. Do you, boo. That's all I can say. But finish up the process. You signed up for this to be in a marriage. What does this say about a situation then when the cameras aren't around? Or when you're outside in a different relationship? You check out and then you go? I mean, seriously. So I know a lot of what we see is edited. I always put that out there. I had a conversation on social media. Excuse me. Just about that situation. We don't get to see everything. And this definitely speaks volumes of that. We didn't see the whole story, but it definitely trashed one of the partners in the marriage when there was a whole lot of stuff going on both sides. So I wanted to put that out there. You know, sound off in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Was she justified? Maybe you guys feel that she was. Maybe you don't. Maybe you think they should have both just finished up this process and then move on with their lives after the no that they gave at decision day. I want to know your thoughts. So drop it down in the comments section. Share this video. If you like it, hit the like button. And also, like I said, drop a comment below. So until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you in the next one.